Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to another Nerd Report. And we back here again talking about some news that we already kind of started wanted to see to the end. And I think we have come to what I say is the conclusion of Bon Appetit, T-Mobile, Bon Appetit. So, with that being said, uh, please subscribe to the channel, hit like, and also stay for the story. So, it has begun. US Cellular will be part of T-Mobile. So, Reuters reported both here. Let's see here. US FCC approves 2 of T-Mobile's deals after wireless carrier drops DEI programs. So we all know that DEI don't really mean anything anymore. Oh well. What stands in the way of billions of dollars? Nothing. So this first part of the story is basically the FCC giving this approval, and the Federal Communication Commission has given its approval for the $4.4 billion US Cellular buyout. This also makes room for also AT&T and Verizon for their deal with US Cellular also, because it was a spectrum split apart. So the company basically sold its assets, majority of its assets, to T-Mobile, which was their customers, and their spectrum to T-Mobile, and then AT&T is getting the leftover spectrum, and Verizon is getting some leftover spectrum from the deal, because T-Mobile was not going to be able to get all of US Cellular all together, not without, a whole bunch of hoo-ha-ha. But for the most part, they also end up getting MetroNet, which was another fiber company that they were going after. So they have Lumos on the East Coast, and I think MetroNet runs Midwest and more west of the United States. 17 states, 2 million homes and businesses. So the only thing they had to do basically was get rid of their DI related policies, and the deal was done. Here on the second part of the story, the Justice Department. So these are the two entities that you really need to get any deal done in the United States. The FCC, especially for telcos, the FCC and the Justice Department. Once these two go, you're pretty much smooth selling at this point. So the U.S. Justice Department has now granted their has finally granted their acquisition for, and then they didn't see a whole lot of antitrust claims to be antitrust. From my point of view, US Cellular was not going to be able to provide service for their customers anymore. You got T-Mobile coming into the backyard of US Cellular, which I'm from North Carolina, and T-Mobile went from zero to hero in 5 years. US Cellular hasn't made any moves at least in North Carolina, as big. I think that they were still riding on 3G 3G/4G up to about maybe 2 or 3 years ago. They started flirting with 5G, but they never really fully deployed. So this acquisition is going to help US Cellular customers more than anything. It brings more competition, which that is my primary concern about the US Cellular deal, and just the overall telco entity in the United States. More competition brings better pricing, which brings better services to everybody. So now, US Cellular wasn't going to go and do what T-Mobile's doing right now, which is deploying satellites in space. Maybe putting cell sites everywhere is not going to inherently work for everybody, for everywhere, but at least you can know you have a chance to have coverage if that's what is your primary concern. And with T-Mobile rolling that in to a lot of their services is I would say a very viable option. AT&T and Verizon are going to have to step their game up because these are moves that T-Mobile's are making. What T-Mobile is making and is making them stronger in rural America, where Verizon and AT&T were pretty much king. People in the country probably had either Verizon or AT&T. They never even considered T-Mobile at all. So with these two entities in the government finally giving their stamp of approval, this is pretty much it. The deal is done. So I would say what we're going to be looking for now is when they start, officially bringing the stock prices together so they can form the one big old company. Uh, you probably start seeing letters going out to customers letting them know that they are now part of T-Mobile. I know that I do need to let my family know so they can change their plans. That way they can be on the better service. But if you are if you're a US Cellular customer and you're searching for better service should be coming to your way very soon. If not very, very soon, I would say maybe the Midwest for US Cellular customers are probably going to lag behind a little bit due to the fact that T-Mobile has been primarily focusing on the East Coast, where the Midwest has been not a strong suit for them from what I can tell. But in the comments below, let me know what you think. Are you a US Cellular customer? Are you trying to see if you're going to wait it out? I think that if you got a T-Mobile line, or if you could do a T-Mobile booster, which is basically download the eSIM and try it out for a little while. I'm probably butchering what it is. Test drive. That's what it is. It's called a T-Mobile test drive. So do the test drive, see what T-Mobile service is like in your neck of the woods, and if that is not going to do for you, move over to the next. Move over to Verizon. Move over to AT&T. Make the companies work for you, not you working for the companies. That's just my mantra. But what say you? Leave the comments below. Thank y'all for watching, and y'all have a good one.